Welcome to the Weekday Report for Tuesday, July 15th. I'm Liz Snyder. Here's a brief look at the news. A Kenosha alderman has asked city and county leaders to help the Shalom Center build a permanent homeless shelter. Alderman Anthony Kennedy has drafted a resolution that asks Mayor Keith Bosman, County Executive Jim Cruiser, and other stakeholders to meet and discuss ways to bring the Shalom Center's plans to fruition. Kennedy said the resolution was needed after the City Plan Commission voted down the Shalom Center's request to turn the former St. Vincent de Paul thrift store into a shelter. Kennedy's request won the support of the city's Public Safety and Welfare Committee on Monday. Governor Scott Walker was in Kenosha on Monday. Janine Anderson filed this report.
Governor Scott Walker was in Kenosha Monday, touring Lakeside Steel and Manufacturing on its 100th anniversary.
Great company, 100-year tradition, so it's one of those few companies here and across the state that's been around for 100 years, and we see it. So the next between employees, one employee that's here 37 years, another one 26 years, plus a couple folks that just came out of game.
While there, Walker confirmed the return of the Historic Preservation Tax Credits, a program that proved too popular for its own good. The state expected to approve about $4 million in credits, but instead handed out $35 million in credits. To slow the tide, projects hoping to qualify must be for certified historic buildings. The initial program allowed the credits to be used for any building built before 1936. Kenosha officials expect the Elks Club Heritage House Hotel project would still qualify. For the Kenosha News, this is Janine Anderson.
A Kenosha man who police say tried to kill his wife in a parking lot has had his trial date pushed back to give prosecutors time to have a doctor evaluate his mental state at the time of the incident. 63-year-old Gary L. Johnson has pleaded not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. He's accused of stabbing his then-wife and slashing her throat in a grocery store parking lot in June 2011. Work began last week on Kenosha County's first ever park and ride lot in Pleasant Prairie. The $1.1 million project began with the building of a car bridge on the lot's west side. The park and ride will hold 380 parking spaces and is partially funded through a $500,000 state grant. Pleasant Prairie Village Administrator Michael Polikoff said the park and ride aims to help people who commute to Milwaukee or Chicago. He said another goal is to attract future bus or Amtrak train traffic. Junior County Open golf play is underway. David Marin has the story.
Lily Torres tees off at the Kenosha County Junior Open on Monday at Brightondale. Torres trails Danielle Paulman in the girls' Division I event by 4 shots. Ben Campbell is atop the Division I boys leaderboard, while Zach Kramer leads the Division II boys event. The stroke play event ends today at Brightondale. David Marin, Kenosha News.
What's trending today? It doesn't quite feel like this, but with record low temperatures expected today, we are in a cold snap by July standards. What do you think of the cool weather? Tell us on our Facebook page. Up next is Jeffrey Zampanti with a look at the dangers of boating while intoxicated.
Local law enforcement agencies recently participated in Operation Dry Water as part of a nationally coordinated effort to reduce the number of accidents and deaths related to boating under the influence. Kenosha is not only located on one of the largest lakes in the world, but also home to nearly 20 inland lakes. These bodies of water are patrolled by the U.S. Coast Guard, Department of Natural Resources, Kenosha Sheriff's Department, and several local municipalities. While boating under the influence remains the leading cause of boating fatalities nationwide, Kenosha has been fortunate in avoiding major incidents in recent years. Jeffrey Zampanti, Kenosha News.
Thanks, Jeff. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. The men charged in the fatal shooting of a woman in the Kenosha bar last week were in court today. Janine Anderson was there. And Jesse Hellman has a feature on the new wildlife technician at Bond State Recreation Area. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check KenoshaNews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Liz Snyder with the Weekday Report.